Hi guys and welcome back to Tech with Theo, and today I've got a Christmas tech shopping list for you guys. So if you've got someone who loves technology and you want to know what to get them for Christmas, I'm going to divide it into budget, mid-price and premium categories so you know what to buy them. Starting with the budget category, and I'm going to go with something that is quite well known, and it's an Amazon Echo Dot or a Google Home device. So these are great. They're fairly inexpensive. This is the third generation Amazon Echo Dot and it retails for about £16, or at least it was on Black Friday when I last checked. So they're really inexpensive and they're great for your smart home. I will put an iCard up here, but I made a video on the third generation Echo Dot. Echo Dots are great. Same with Google Home, although I have more experience with the Echo Dot version. They're great to control your smart home, and they're definitely great for someone who's maybe younger and loves technology and wants to start fiddling around with devices like this. Now, we haven't got too long to go into too much detail, but these are basically great because they can play music, they can control smart home devices such as your lights, smart plugs and so much more. They can tell you the weather, so they function as a very good device for all-rounders and they're very cheap. They're small devices that blend in, for example, on a bedside table, and some of the newer Echo Dot models even have a clock on them. So on the front of your Echo Dot you can have a clock if you're using it for bedside table. At the time of recording this video, Amazon has on their homepage the newest generation Echo Dot for £26.99. So that is a great device. And if you go onto the Amazon Echo Dot page, you can see they've got the Echo Dot with a clock. So this is the latest model, and it's got a clock, which is great if you're using it as a bedside table device. And then I was correct in saying if you want the cheapest model, it is the third generation at £16.99. That is the model I have here. It's the smallest, and as I say, I've done a video on that, so do check it out if you're interested. Now, if the person you're buying for already has an Echo Dot, then a great piece of kit to go along with it is a smart plug. These are basically integrating into your smart home. So you plug this in, you connect it to your Alexa, and you plug another device into this plug. For example, I could plug this in and then plug a lamp through it so you can control that lamp. For example, I have it set up with the desk lamp over here, which is the overhead light. And if I say, Alexa, desk lamp off, the smart home controls that. Alexa, desk lamp on. Similarly, you can get smart bulbs. As I say, you also have smart bulbs. I'm not going to take mine out of my lampshade, but you can power on and off. As you can see, the room getting darker and lighter. You can change its brightness with some models, which is great if you want to code in specific brightness, and its color all within the Alexa app or with your Echo Dot if you already own one. So as you can see, I can simply change the color and it really affects the mood in the room, and it is very easy to do, especially if you own an Echo Dot. Another fairly inexpensive device is a phone dock. For example, this one, you simply put your phone on it to charge. I haven't got an iPhone to hand at the moment, but as it would work, you'd get your phone, you'd simply place it on there and it would begin to charge. And this is great for your office desk, for example, or your bedside table. If you are lucky enough to have a smartphone which is perhaps more modern and has wireless charging, then you can buy these wireless charging pads. Simply place your phone down on the pad and it will charge. These are great for anyone who loves technology as they feel quite modern, and they're a great way to charge your device overnight, or if you have a mount like this on your desk. As you can see, even with a wireless charger, they're fairly inexpensive. For example, this one here for £10.99, an Anker one or £11.99. So you can see many devices which are fairly inexpensive. Apologies, I'm adding this retrospectively, but I do need to mention the Amazon Kindle Fire is a great tablet for kids. It is a great device, although it does not have the Google Play Store. So you cannot download YouTube, you cannot download Google, you have to use a browser. It does obviously have a browser with it, but for kids, it's great. They can download applications, play games, and so much more on this device, and it's definitely a good starting device, and they're so inexpensive. This is an older model here, but they have some newer models which have bigger storage and better RAM, but they're just very inexpensive devices which are great as a small Christmas present for a younger child in 2022. The last thing to touch on in the budget category is cases and accessories. These are some of the cheapest things you can get for phones, iPads, watches and so much more, and they really change the way a phone looks. For example, here I have this Samsung budget phone. If I put a clear case on it, it looks quite nice because you get the nice blue shining through, and it does make the phone feel really slim, lightweight, and definitely looks good from the back. However, when I add a case like this, it feels a bit more, perhaps I would say, sturdy, a bit more like if I drop it, it's going to be well protected. Some brands for cases I would recommend are Spigen. I've used lots of their cases over the years and I found them to be well built, very durable, and they've held up when I drop phones a lot, which is definitely very useful, especially for someone you know is very clumsy with dropping cases. I assume you pronounce this as Jet Tech or J Tech. Very good cases, I would say, very good, fairly inexpensive. Yeah, again, you can get them with black borders and a see-through back, or you can get fully transparent cases. Now, I've just touched on perhaps some of the more obvious things like cases and stuff, but another great budget thing is a power bank. These are really great when you're out and about and you need some juice on the go. There are obviously the smaller, perhaps cheaper ones that you get from like Poundland. These are still good and they work, but if you want a more expensive thing that might have a bigger capacity, you get something like this. There's obviously a lot more ports. If I bring this up to the screen, you can see there's a lot more ports on there. You've got USB-C, you've got a charging port, and you've got two USB-A ports. This is great. If you're someone who's out on the go, perhaps you get the train to work or something along those lines, you can get one of these power banks. Plug one cable into the power bank as shown here. This has a display to show me it's got 62%. Plug the other cable into the back of the phone, as you can see here, and it'll begin to charge. This is great on the go. As I say, you can just take this around. It's a fairly slim, not too bulky setup, and it will keep you charged while you're out and about, especially for someone who travels or, like I say, get the train to work. Another great bit of kit, especially around Christmas time, is some wireless earbuds. I've got some by Samsung here. They are on the pricier end of the budget category, but you can buy some cheaper brands. This sort of fits into the budget and mid-price, so these Samsung ones are just over £100. I've made a video on them, yet again I'll link them up here, but I will say there are some cheaper models on the market if you don't want to spend too much money. Now I'm going to move into the mid-price category, and yet again there are some overlaps between the budget and the premium categories. Obviously, if I say a smartphone's a great gift, there are some that cost over £1,000, while others only cost £100, so there will always be some overlap in what I recommend and which category it fits in. Now, if someone you know needs their first phone or perhaps wants to upgrade their phone from a budget to a more mid-range or premium phone, there are many available. I have a 2019 budget smartphone from Samsung here. This is very good and you can find many of them on the market. This is a 2021 mid-price, I would classify, £250 smartphone from Samsung, and obviously there are the more premium ones such as the one I'm currently filming this video on. These are all available and obviously they fit all three categories. They're a great product for someone who needs their first phone, someone who wants to upgrade their phone, or someone who wants to perhaps move from mid-range to a premium or from a premium to a mid-range if they no longer need that device. Side note, when you're buying a phone, always check the used market because there are so many phones that are much cheaper used or renewed and they're generally in good condition. Obviously, it can save you about £200, and if you're trying to buy an expensive phone like some currently available, that is really important. Yet again, there's a little overlap, but any more expensive headphones or earbuds or earbuds or AirPods are very good for Christmas presents. Now, depending on how much you spend at Christmas, an iPad is a great Christmas gift. For example, you could buy one of the later, for example, 9th generation iPads new for about just over £300. That sort of is the border of mid-price and premium, but you can get something used or refurbished like this 5th generation Apple iPad. You might be able to find it at a cheaper price online when it's been used or refurbished, and that makes a great Christmas gift for someone. They're so versatile, easy to use, and they're a step up from what I recommended earlier, which was a Kindle Fire. Obviously, always consider alternative brands like Samsung tablets. However, in my experience, for the budget devices, Apple tends to be better. Now, a laptop yet again fits into the budget, premium and mid-range category all at once. This one was over £100 a few years back, so a long way off. But I will say that's great for someone who doesn't need something that's over powerful, doesn't need anything for video editing or incredibly powerful software. Then a laptop like this will be good for Christmas. Someone starting university might need a more premium thing like an Apple MacBook or something along those lines. But a cheaper budget laptop could be great for someone starting secondary school or somewhere where they need a laptop for basic tasks such as Word and Google Chrome. A smartwatch is another device which sort of overlaps in different categories. For example, this Galaxy Gear S3, it's a couple of years old, still runs very well. You can get these used for about £100, something thereabouts. But you can buy very cheap smart bands that are like £20 on Amazon, and they're great. They tell you the time, they have smart features. But if you spend a bit more, perhaps get an older model like this Gear S3, or perhaps just a cheaper mid-range model on the market, they're also great. They're very techy and they're great for people to use. Obviously, some of your most expensive watches are like Apple's Apple Watch Ultra, which they recently released, and that was very expensive. And you can buy that in the premium category if that is something you think someone will love, or you have a big budget for Christmas. Now, the premium category consists of the most expensive tech items. It tends to be the most expensive and best devices. For example, if in the budget category you have this Amazon Kindle Fire, in the premium category you might have an Apple iPad or one of their best smart device models. Same with smartwatch. You can get a £20 smartwatch on Amazon, or you can spend over £300 and get an Apple or Samsung smartwatch, which is newer and more premium. So I would just say the premium stuff is the more expensive devices like smartphones, tablets, watches, premium expensive earbuds. They are the things I would recommend if you have a big budget to spend. Thank you very, very much for watching today's video, and I know it might be a bit early to say Merry Christmas, but Merry Christmas. Stick around to my channel to watch more videos like this. Hopefully I can do one in the years to come, and I have loads of tech content. So even if you're just watching this because you want to know what to get someone else for Christmas, I've got content, videos saying how good this product is, comparing some products, how good is this product in 2022, and so much more. So a subscribe and a like from you is the least you can do, and it will make my Christmas very merry. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.